Hello and welcome to my Ever Messy Art Studio. My name is Keeks, and today we're going to be working some more on Janet's scavenger hunt for this year, the 2026 scavenger hunt. So I have already done a few pages on stream, so we're just going to work on that some more today. And I also wanted to show you the cute things that I got. Look at how cute this is. This is a handmade paint palette so that I can mix my gouache in there. Yeah. Pretty cool. And then I also got this really cute paintbrush holder, and check this out, it can hold the paintbrushes, so if they're not dry all the way you can put them there, or maybe you're going to use it again. So I think that's really cool. And if you hear squeaking in the background, that's my dog Rowena. She's just playing with a dog toy. Sorry. So what I thought we could do today is play with two different types of gouache. So these are gouaches I haven't shown you that I've been also trying out, and that is the Caran d'Ache gouache, which to me is more like a thick watercolor. And then you've got the Himi gouache, which is more of a goop. That's how we're gonna say it. It looks like pudding. But we're going to use both of those, and what I thought we could do is neurogenic lines, but make it all one line, because I think there was one of the things in the scavenger hunt that said that you needed to have like a whole line. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to paint in the neurographic art with the Caran d'Ache first, and then I'm going to take the Himi gouache and put an elephant in the middle of it, and that's what I think we're going to do. It's going to be a lot, but it's going to cross off a lot of those things that we need crossed off. So it's going to be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the corner of a page and start making a really big line. And it's not really taking to the paper super well, so I have to keep that in mind. And this is kind of hard because usually when you do neurographic art, you have a lot of superseding lines, but it's a lot of different lines. It's not all the same line like what I'm doing here. So it doesn't usually look this crazy. I might include the hand in this, just so that we can get that going. I'm trying to make enough lines in here to where it's going to be interesting. And then let's see, we'll have it go there as the stopping point. Just have it kind of plop in there. Okay, so those are going to be our lines that we're going to follow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through in here and clean up each of the lines and stuff. And then we will get crack-a-lackin'. So on this part, I may put a quick speed through just so that you don't have to wait for me to finish. Okay, so the next thing that you do with neurographic art is once you've got your lines down, you go through and thicken the parts where they intersect, and that causes it to have that cool kind of wonky look to it. So we're just going to go ahead and round out anywhere that we see a hard corner, and it's just going to do something really cool with those lines. Kind of gives them like a spider webby look, if you will. So how's everyone been doing? Is everybody doing Janet's, and everybody who is doing Janet's scavenger hunt doing pretty good? I know she said 3 people have finished so far, which is crazy, because I mean, it's like, you know, you want to hurry up and get done. Because I'm hoping to have this done by April. I think April 1st is the deadline, April Fool's Day. So I think I'm on a good track to finish well before then, but you know, it's kind of scary when you got a time limit on it. So I just want to make sure that I give myself enough time to finish. Because I have always wanted to participate in one of these, and now it's my time. There we go. See how it's making these cool like spider webbies in here? There should be no hard corners. You just loop them out. And some people fill them with patterns, which I might put some patterns on there too. I don't know. We'll see how froggy I get with it before I paint my elephant. But I do want to make sure I have enough time to do my elephants. This video might run a little long. So that's why I'm going to make sure that on parts like this, I'll probably speed up a little bit. So at this point, I'll go ahead and speed you up. All right, so I've got all my lines in. I think I found all the hard edges that I can. So the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to get out my Caran d'Ache. And these are gouache. So it comes with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 colors plus a white. And I've only used it once. With it, let me see what I did. That was in this sketchbook. Let's see here. Let me take these clips out. So I played around with this not too long ago. Let me see. Winsor Newton. Okay, so this was the Winsor Newton 10-piece palette that we did, because I did this with it. Let me see here. Oh, I didn't actually swatch these in here. Okay, I did swatch. These are the Hemi 48 colors, and then I did an intuitive painting here, like with a cave. So maybe I didn't swatch the Caran d'Ache ones. Very odd. I thought that I did. But anyway, so what I was thinking is, because whenever I did practice with these in whichever sketchbook I did, maybe I just did it on here. Yeah, they reminded me just of thick watercolors. So I think these will be fine in between the different colors here. And then because these don't quite touch the edge, I am going to leave the edges the original color. And then on the insides of these, I will do each of these other colors. And it should look pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start with that. Now with this one, I don't have to mix really anything with it except for water. I haven't had any problems doing that. So that's all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use a paintbrush, and I'm going to dip it in some water and then go to town. So I think I'm gonna start with my brights first. I'm gonna go with yellow, and I'm gonna go with this warmer yellow. I've noticed that I tend to like warmer yellows better. So I'm gonna put on a thick smattering of that. And then I'm just going to start wiping it down. As you can see, this is much thicker than a watercolor, but it still looks nice. I like how rich the color is with it. And like I said, it's kind of thick, kind of like a Gansai Tambi in a way. But a little bit more opaque. Now with this is still a translucent yellow, but this is a pretty thick yellow. So let's see here. Where else would I like yellow at? Let's do a little yellow in this guy here. And maybe here. Right here would be good. Part of the reason I'm doing this is I want you to see the difference between the Himi gouache and the Caran d'Ache gouache. Like, I think this is cool. Like, I like this gouache. There's a little hair there that I'm trying to get off of it. But it's more like a watercolor to me, unless you mix it with the white, which makes it thicker like the Gansai, or like the Himis. But the Himis are almost like acrylic-y in a way, just because of how thick they are. Like, they're thick. They are fine, girl. You know, they got some booty in there. Let's pick a different color. Let's go with, man, I've got such good ones. I gotta think here because gray is gonna be in this. Something that would make gray pop out is pink. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some pink. And let's put it, let's do this hand in the pink. That'd be cool. Look how nice that color is though. Looks good. I honestly don't know if we drop some water, if they would do any broccoli bits. So I am just gonna drop some in there. Just realized this is pink that I'm putting on above the yellow, but that's okay. I'm just gonna drop some little bits of water in here just to see if we can get any type of reaction on it. Because I do like a bit of broccoli or those tree looking things in mine. Let's do some here. So I want to see if that makes like a cool effect, which I can actually already see it in the pink. But check this out, you can rub it away a little bit with your fingers if you need to. Oh, interesting. I think this will be covered up in elephant, but that's okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna flick some water at that too. Let's get it nice and wet. So I like me some messy palettes. And then let's make it this side's little thing. And then maybe a little one right here. Okay. Then I think I'm gonna do some green next. And I'm gonna do I want to do true green or do I want to do a jewel green? I think in this case, usually I would go with the malachite green, which is this darker green, but I think I'm going to go with the regular green. Or no, this is the malachite one. Then this is green, and then this is grass green. So I'm going to go with this one. And I think that'll look pretty good. Yeah, that looks good. I like that color. Go. I do see a little bit of a pattern with the water showing up here. So it is reacting a little bit. It's not doing, it's almost as if I drew circles on it is what it looks like. So it's not doing the tree thing, but it is doing something. So that's interesting. this green here. Maybe put another one over here. Very nice. And then I also would like some blue. I think blue would look really pretty. So I'm gonna try blue. Let's do cyan blue just because that's more of a true blue to me. So I'm gonna go with that. Do one lump right here. Something over there. Maybe one more. Do this one here.
Guess what? You got watermelon flavored medicine.
All right, and then I think I want to add one more color just to break up this area a little bit. So let's do the purple, or what they're calling violet. So let's do purple here. Do one right here. You may hear a noise of displeasure here in a moment. My son is actually sick with strep throat right now, and I can hear my husband trying to give him his medicine. So you might hear like an ew or something like that, just because, you know, kids and medicine. Very silly. Let's do that purple. Maybe do that one too. There we go. And then I think I'm going to leave those spaces white. Those are most likely going to be mostly under the elephant, but that way it'll give it some breathing room, I think. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe off my paintbrush here. Just going to try and get some of that water out of my brush. And I can set it here like this to dry. So cute. Okay, so we're done with this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this and put it away. Next, we're gonna use the Himi gouache. But with the Himi gouache, this needs to be dry. So I am gonna go ahead and use my heat gun real fast. Okay, so I think that's mostly dry now. So now we can work on our elephant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull over my Hemi gouache.
Is that a little bit easier than the other way?
And here it is right here. One thing I noticed is there are oils on top of the paint. I'm pretty sure if you just mix it up, it's gonna be fine. But with this, I am going to use a palette knife. I'm gonna use a toothpick, and I'm also going to use the paintbrush itself, of course. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how Hemi gouache is going to go over different types of gouache. So I wanna see, basically I wanna see, can I see through the Hemi gouache? I'm curious about it. So what I'm gonna do is with this, I've noticed you have to take a little bit of it, and then I'm going to put it in one of my pans here. So I'm gonna put it here. That's probably where white should go, but that's okay. So I've got all of it in there, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wet my paintbrush. Mix it all up. There we go. And now that I've got it watered, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start painting, and I'm gonna see if I can thicken it enough to where we don't see the pattern through it. This could work, could not work. I have no idea. But I'm just gonna try it out. And I get what I get, I guess. Put a little bit more gouache in there because we do have a whole elephant. There we go. So now it's nice and creamy. Oh, it's very creamy. Okay. So elephants typically have a trunk. Oh, it's working. Okay. That mostly covered that, which means that if I put enough layers of gouache down, I can cover the whole thing. Ha ha ha. So I'm gonna do the head, and you've got ears. And I think I might, because I don't have enough room for the body, so I think this is gonna mostly be the head then. That's fine. I think that'll be difficult enough. I'm trying to decide if I want the trunk to be longer though, so that it can be holding something if I want. But because this is a test, I don't really want to go too far. I don't want to get lost in the sauce, as they say. Bring that over so we have an ear. I'm just gonna paint it in. And it is doing exactly what I wanted it to. It's covering, which seems crazy. Because like I said, this is very much like a watercolor, but this pudding consistency of it is what kind of convinced me to try this. I think I am going to have a little fun with this trunk. So I've changed my mind here, and I've decided that I will maybe have the elephant hold something. Maybe a candy bar or something, because I keep forgetting to put candy in here, so that might be a good option. All right, that looks good. So I'm just gonna keep layering on top. Why not? Getting a lot of good coverage here. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, so we've got that purple in there. Let me clean my brush here. And then I think the next color that I want is probably going to be this gray up here. So I'm going to take my pudding again. I'm going to plop it in there. Wipe off my little guy here and stick him in some water. And then I've got my paintbrush. I'm going to try my best to drain out the water, because the problem with this gouache is it does get your water dirty really quick. Like, my waters are already different colors. So you got to be kind of careful with that. I've got 3 cups of water over here because I just wanted to be prepared. Okay. So now we got some thick baby gray. Okay, so this is interesting how it's reacting to the layer below it. They are blending, which is pretty cool. Getting some nice colors. That purple is doing really well as an underpainting for this. So it looks good. Just like that, and then we'll put some more gray everywhere else. This is not going to be a realistic looking elephant. Like I said, I just had this as an idea, but it will in fact be an elephant. The more you smudge it, the more it kind of mixes together, which is really cool. Okay, let's put some more gray on that ear there. So we need the separation. Good. So I think I want that to dry like that, so I can do my next layer. So I'm gonna hit this again. That should mostly be dry. Yeah, okay. So that's good. And then let's add white for like some eyes. And then we can also do the stick of whatever this elephant is holding, which I'm gonna say it's a lollipop. So let's get some white. I don't need that much. Just do a little smattering. I only really want it for 2 things. The first being I want a cute little eyeball here. think that's about as round as I'm gonna paint it. And then let's do a stick. Poor baby, I can hear him coughing in the other room. He's been getting lots of love and been watching lots of cartoons. He's been really into the demon K-pop hunters. That looks like a good stick. And then let's wipe that off. I'm not gonna bother to put it on the palette, but I am gonna use a little bit of black real quick. Just to put a dot right here for the eye. Like that. And then I think I want to put a little smile on him too. Him, her, whatever it is. So there we go. Real gentle like that. Maybe an eyebrow. Here we go. And we can even put a little bit of blush on him. Let's see here. Because I only want a little bit, I'm just gonna dip in the pink real quick. Give us a cute little cheek. There we go, just like that. And now we can do the piece of candy. So we're on blue, so we need a bright color for that. I'm gonna go red because we don't have any red in this picture, and I think that'll look good with this blue and this purple here. Or we could do orange. Orange would pop off. Let's do an orange candy. Orange sounds cool. So I'm just going to grab this and put it there. And grab a bit of water. Mix it. This to be a circular lollipop. So that's how I'm going to color it. Very good. And I put like a line there because I don't know about you, but most of the popsicles I've eaten, like Tootsie Pops and stuff, have that. But yeah, okay. So now we've got that going for us. That looks really good. And yeah, so I'm really impressed with that Himi gouache. I really like the look of that. And I think this is fabulous. Like, out of all the gouaches I've tried, this is both the weirdest gouache and the one that's my favorite. So yeah, I've been really enjoying playing with it. It's been fun. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to go and look and see what we can mark off of our list. So let me get my green pen here, and let's go ahead and dry this again. Okay. It's pretty dry. Some of the black is not quite dry yet, but that's okay. So let's take a look at our list here. So what can we do here? Oh, I did have lace up there, so I needed to put lace there. Stencil neurographic art. Let's see here, safety pin, mosaic beige, black and white decorated letter, famous landmark, choose a color you dislike, wild card, cancel postage, ransom note, patterned paper, one poster, something found, continuous line was one, chromatic page, let's see, page of pink, cartoon character, use junk mail, playing card, stitching thread, a window envelope, bubble wrap, include an elephant, gone it goes. Okay, so we could probably add a little bit more to this if we wanted. We could add maybe some postage to it. Some postage might be nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at my postage real quick and see if there's something fun that could go on here. Oh, this one's cool. I wonder if I have one with an elephant on it. That would be really cool too, wouldn't it? Let's see. I've got all kinds in here. It's just like a bunch of postage. So let's kind of claw around in here and see what we got. Got circles. What I do is when I get mail from people, I cut them off the envelopes, but I also bought a couple for like $1 or something. You can get international. This has an elephant on it. Yes. We're using this one. Oh, I've got 2 of them. Okay, okay. Well, let's do this. We'll take one of them off, or do we want to keep the rhino? Let's just keep one of these out. We'll do this one. So this is some canceled postage. We've got ourselves an elephant. I'll hold it up to the camera here in a second. Let me get my drawer back in its little hidey hole. So this is what it looks like a little bit closer. It's just an elephant. So let's put that puppy down here. That might look good there. So let's use some glue. I'm just going to use some Elmer's glue in this case. I'm just going to rub it in with my thumbs. And then put our friend here. So that looks good. So we not only made our own elephant, but we're including a second elephant with our canceled postage, which looks pretty cool. And then we could do some mark making, because I just feel like this page still looks unfinished. So let me see if I can find, here's my Kuretake stuff. So this is Kuretake ink, and it's gold. Use that. I don't have like a little pin thing that Janet had suggested that I got for it, but I'm not entirely sure where that is. Aha, here it is. Okay. So this is a little pin thing that I use for it. I was thinking first we could maybe add some dots around this. Just to kind of outline it a little bit. Could be fun. So I've shaken it up quite a bit. Now I'm gonna undo it. Look at that deliciousness in there. Boop. Boop. And you just tap it. And now I can write with it. But instead of writing, I'm just gonna let it give me some little dots. Kind of just is gonna make the page look a little prettier. Need some more. I don't know what this thing's called. I know Cheshire Cat Dar had found it on Amazon the day that I asked Janet about what this thing was called. But I can't remember, but I'm sure that if you look up ink, that you'll be able to, like ink tool maybe, you'd be able to find it. Let's see here. Where else do I want to put this gold? Maybe, ooh, what if we wrote something? Let's see here. Because one of the things to do was like quotes or something. Let's see. Include a ruler, create a postage stamp, post-it notes, circles, coloring book page, coffee tea ring stain. Ooh, that ink would be really fun. Hear me out for a second. What if we did an ink ring, like a coffee ring, but it's ink? It sounds messy, but it also sounds fun. I think I have a way I can do something like that. I have this, and maybe if we do the edges and used it as a stamp, that could be fun. But goodness, that's gonna be really messy. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. That sounds really messy, but I do want to use this at some point in here for circles. The more I think about it, the more I want to do it. Oh no. Okay, I think I'm gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a paintbrush, I think. Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna paint this thing with the ink. This is what some ribbon was on whenever I was doing Christmas presents. So that could be fun. Okay. Oh, I'm scared. What's it gonna look like? Yes, it looks like a ring. That's what I wanted. All right, we're gonna do it again. A little bit more ink. All right, that looks good. Yes, this looks so good. Okay. And I'll tilt the page so you can see it even better too, because I'm not sure what it looks like on camera right now. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that looks great. And let's see here. Let's clean that brush off so that we get all the glitter out of it. Don't want inky glitter inside my brushes. Okay. And then I'm just gonna wipe this off with a paper towel. And that usually does okay. You can also unscrew it a little bit. Like widen it, let it widen. And then just kind of wick it out. If I need to, I can put the paper towel between it. Really wipe that out in there, that's fine. Okay, that's clean now. So, what about words? Like we need a quote or something, that would be fun. Let me see what I have and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I don't know why, but I think this would be funny to put, what is it? And then just put wild. So I think I'm gonna cut those out real quick. So for what is it, I'm gonna mostly keep that together. I'm gonna cut this off screen over the trash can real quick. So we've got, what is it? I'm gonna put it there. And then I'm just gonna cut out each of these letters. And I'm not gonna fussy cut these. I kinda like the pink and purple around it because we've already got those kind of colors in here. So I'm just gonna minorly fussy it. Very minorly. If only just to kind of make it look right. So here's my W. My I. The L. The D and the exclamation point. So I think I want it to look something like that. What is it? Wild. I just think that's funny. So I'm just gonna glue those down. Giving ourselves a little bit of collage here. I don't know why, but words just seemed like they were needed. Bless you.
Thank you.
So there's my W. My I. lastly, the exclamation point. All right, I like that. What is it? Wow. That could almost count as a quote, couldn't it? It's our quote. All right, so now let's see what we can cross off with that, because I feel like we just did a whole bunch of extra little tiny things. So I just need to tie up those loose ends on here. And let's see what we've got. And where did I put my pen? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we included a face. So the elephant's got a face. I would put googly eyes on him if I knew where some was. I have to wait for that one. Let's see. Canceled postage. Coffee tea ring stain. So that's what I was doing with the gold ink. We also did circles. And that, I believe, is it. I could have sworn there was something about a quote in here though. Did I misquote? Well, that's okay. If anything, I'll find it again later. But anyway, I think this was a really fun page, and I hope that you agree the same. And I will make sure to include both the artist who made this that I bought this from, and look, that gouache is already dry, so I'm gonna have to really scrub that. But also, I will also link Janet's page so that you can go and get the details on Scavenger Hunt. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.